The Imperial dreadnought Oblivion's crown drifted through the darkness like a floating continent, its hull bristling with thousands of weapon emplacements and sensor arrays. Flotillas of escorts and carriers clustered around it in a perfect formation that had crushed countless rebellions across the galaxy. Inside the command sanctum, Grand Admiral Vesher studied the fleet disposition on a shimmering hololith. Every icon represented a warship capable of planetary bombardment. The Empire had never assembled so many vessels in one theater. Today, they would finally extinguish the human anomaly. "Transmit final ultimatum," he ordered, his voice echoing beneath the vaulted obsidian ceiling. "Let them understand the scale of their defiance." The comms officer bowed. "Yes, Grand Admiral." Moments later, a deep, sonorous voice carried across every channel, from the Empire's furthest scouts to the defensive satellites encircling Earth. "Humans of Sol, you stand alone against the united might of the Galactic Empire. Surrender your worlds, dismantle your militaries, and submit to Imperial stewardship. Any refusal will be met with annihilation." On the bridge of the Terran defense ship Resolute, Commodore Adrian Kane leaned back in her command chair, listening to the grand speech with an amused expression. She could see the Imperial Armada projected in high resolution on the main display, a sea of dagger-shaped vessels arranged with meticulous, oppressive precision. Her second-in-command, Commander Rafi Patel, folded his arms. "They really brought the whole parade," he said dryly. "It must have taken months to coordinate." Kane smirked. "Probably longer. They do love their ceremony." The Empire expected panic. They expected bargaining. They expected desperation. Instead, the humans were smiling. On every Terran channel, fleet captains acknowledged the ultimatum with calm, clipped responses. Across the Sol system, planetary shields hummed to readiness. Orbital defense platforms rotated into firing position. No one ran. No one wept. Grand Admiral Vesher watched these developments with a growing sense of irritation. "Signal again," he ordered. "Remind them their resistance is futile." Another transmission thundered across space. "You will kneel before Imperial law. This is your final warning." Kane keyed her console. "Patch me through to the Imperial flagship." "Channel open, Commodore," Patel said. Her voice carried across the void, clear and unconcerned. "Grand Admiral Vesher, we appreciate your concern. But the people of Earth are not interested in subjugation today. Or tomorrow. Or ever." There was a pause, so brief it was almost imperceptible. Then Vesher's reply rumbled through the speakers, laced with scorn. "Your insolence is expected. Your destruction will be exemplary." Kane tilted her head. "You've gathered half your Empire's navy, Grand Admiral. It's an impressive display. But displays don't win wars." Vesher bristled. "Prepare for eradication." He gestured sharply. Dozens of attack squadrons broke from the Imperial formation, engines igniting in perfect synchrony. Battlecruisers activated their lances, illuminating space in pale blue halos. On the Resolute, Kane's smile only widened. "All ships," she ordered, her voice steady, "execute Omega Protocol." A single command relayed through encrypted channels to every Terran warship hidden across the system. In the asteroid belt, camouflaged dreadnoughts powered up their singularity cannons. From the shadow of Jupiter's magnetosphere, stealth destroyers slipped free of their thermal masks. On Luna's dark side, the Terran Vanguard fleet emerged from fortified drydocks, vessels humanity had never declared, never registered, and never shown to any alien observer. One by one, thousands of blue icons blossomed on Imperial sensors. Ship after ship, carrier after carrier, all converging on the Imperial Armada. Vesher's eyes widened. That's impossible," he hissed. "Their construction capabilities." Kane's voice interrupted, warm and almost sympathetic. "You assumed we'd show you everything we built. You assumed we feared you enough to surrender. But the truth is simpler, we knew you'd come eventually. So we prepared. The first Terran volleys crossed the void, swarms of kinetic penetrators and magnetically sheathed plasma beams. Imperial escorts vanished in blossoms of incandescent gas. The second wave followed, precise and merciless. Desher barked frantic orders as his formations tried to reorient. But the humans didn't attack head-on. They struck from every vector, above, below, behind. Centuries of Imperial doctrine had never contemplated an enemy audacious enough to hide half their navy within their own system, waiting patiently for the Empire to overcommit. On the Resolute's bridge, the crew worked in calm unison. Kane monitored the feed without a flicker of doubt. "We have confirmation, Jupiter group engaging primary targets," Patel reported. "Alpha Centauri pickets moving into interdiction formation." Kane nodded. "Transmit to all commands, stay on protocol. No quarter to Imperial warships. Civilian transports will be spared." The next barrage crippled the Oblivion's crown. A direct impact tore through the superdreadnought's ventral reactors, sending arcs of energy leaping across its hull. Desher stared at the cascading failures, the collapsing shields, the ruin he could neither comprehend nor undo. How had the humans done this? How had they stayed so calm? Kane leaned forward, her voice soft but resolute. "You came to teach us submission, Grand Admiral. But we learned long ago, empires fall. All of them. And humanity does not kneel." The Oblivion's crown detonated in a silent bloom of fusion fire. The Imperial Armada fragmented into chaotic retreat, squadrons scattering like startled fish. But there was nowhere left to hide. Terran ships were already moving to cut them off, methodical and implacable. For the first time in centuries, the Empire's invincible armada had met an enemy who smiled when they came.